Okay, we're gonna do some spine stretches that combine movements. So first one, take your hand over to your opposite knee. So you're getting a twist in your spine to start. And then take your other hand and we're gonna come up and over. So we're combining flexion with some side bending and rotation. So here you can either hold it, make sure you're taking nice controlled breaths, and make sure those breaths are getting into your back, the back of your ribs, and even into your low back. Make sure it's not all belly movement. And your neck stays nice and long. Make sure your shoulders are relaxed. And you can change your angle a little bit if it feels better to come down this way or to open up toward the sky and give yourself a little more pressure with your hand into that twist. Sometimes it feels better to, instead of holding it, just keep on coming in and out of it. So you find what feels good to you. Of course, even out on the other side, twist first, and come on up and over. You can either hold it or move through it. Just make sure you think about your alignment and think about your breath. Okay, and the other one for the extension is up on your knees. And flex your toes so your heels are up. And you're going to take one hand and grab onto your heel. Now if this hurts in your low back at all, just don't do it and tell me. There are some modifications that you can do in standing to get the same type of motion. But if you can and it feels comfortable to you, grab onto your heel and thinking about almost like a rainbow of extension, not just hinging in your back. So think about coming up and out of your knees to touch your heel and then twisting and coming up and over. So the hand on your heel is supporting you, so you're not just hanging out on your muscles or on your low back. You're using your hand and your triceps to keep yourself up and also to give you a little bit more of a twist. And just breathe here. Getting a nice stretch through the front of your opposite hip too. Neck nice and long. Think about that arc of motion, not collapsing in your low back. Okay, and then the other side. Heel first. So you're supported, and then come on back. And look toward the ground a little bit. That's the direction that you're trying to go. And again, be gentle on your body. If you go too aggressive in any of these, you can wind up getting a bit of a muscle spasm. So just be gentle, focus on your breath. Think of a nice long spine coming up and out of the ground. Good. And then, actually another one that I really like from this position that's nice to counterbalance that is just sit down on your knees if that's comfortable and take your hands and place them in the same line right along the side of your lower leg there. And when you're doing that, you're pushing through the ground with both hands. Almost as though you're gonna come up into like a side crow pose, which of course we're not gonna do from this position, but that's what I want you to feel in the ground, like you're grounded into the ground and you are pushing yourself into that twist. Good. Some nice deep breaths. Make sure they come into the back of your ribs and your low back. Then the other side, get down into that position and plant both your hands really firmly, trying to keep your elbows straight. Breathing into your back ribs. So you should feel stretching through your shoulder blade and that area of your spine. When you breathe in, a nice big breath, you're enhancing that stretch.